out of every small young person. Actually, we're gonna follow the young person for a bit. Okay, all right. In any case, here we go.
Quick spawn, get back.
Coming up strong.
Hey, crap.
Although we're playing pretty much the same position. All's goes down by 1. Tempest has an interesting situation. Essentially, the 4-man push here. And the C4 down is wild. Flash goes out. Don't think he's taking advantage of the flash. Gonna peek the side. Voodoo gets Puma. Drugs revived here, and Tempest backside is really open. We now have essentially a 4v2. However, if Voodoo doesn't rotate quick, it will be a very quick cap. Awesome. Picks up 2. Both Flipper and 1 go down, leaving this to be a 2v2. Drug dealer somehow kills. That's yeah, that is very, very weird. Not sure how he died all the way over here. Wait, let's see. If you're here, maybe I don't know. I don't know, guys. That's kind of a question that's very interesting to say the least. But in any case, Crusading Angels, the first win, and hopefully in a little bit we'll have a co-caster here for just a bit. I'm sure he'll be coming back. The 3 maps have already been chosen for this scrim as Egress, Subway, and Cargo. And I believe both of these teams are new teams. Both have just joined. Is a brand new team. Number of years on. I believe that Crusading they are. Be going into round 2.
They have easy codes, don't get capped on. They're at Mr. Green Team. Hello?
I think they sent some traffic.
And same spawn. Same spawn. Much similar strategy. It's kind of playing the same position. One going north, but we actually have 2 people north, and 1 gets awesome.
Awesome.
Hello. Now in a sticky situation here. Very difficult push to even make at all. He does pick up the kill. Maybe just Tempest. Voodoo, however, on the other side of the map. A lot of interesting stuff. One's engaging. And he gets the kill. Voodoo manages to get the cross. 5v1. missed shots. Position now is essentially they know he's on this side. Also know there's only one. Here we go. The return corner. Taken out by Voodoo.
One.
Voodoo making a call out. Not sure that he knows. His team is no longer with him. Still a lot of time. One on objective. Trinitator in a great spot here. Watching right. Should be able to see him now, and he does pick up the kill, giving Crusading Angels points. Hero lead. So far this game's been a 4v5. Not sure if I'm going to be receiving a fifth player today. We'll be moving on to the next uplink location, gas station. The VRML season is starting as of 6 weeks, I imagine. Quite a bit of an uptick. Played a lot of players wanting to be prepared for the beginning of the season. There's been a number of new teams around. These two are just examples of some of the new teams. However, there are many more. This is the commonality. Very common to see a lot of teams come and go each season.
Hello back. Hello all. Sorry I'm a little late to the cast, but here we go, I guess.
Currently 2-0. Playing at a 4-5 currently, and both teams are new teams. Have not, at least with these groups, have not played any games at all. Currently I'm looking to see if any of these players have played on teams previously. I haven't been able to see much. Here we go. Getting into the next round.
So you just want me like what? You can get on this barrel a little bit.
Okay, wait. Should I? I'm in gas station.
That's
No,
not
just keep it
what just look over.
Texie has subbed in for Dragoons. I don't think Texie is a player for Dragoons.
No, he plays for AGM. You or NA?
I don't know. You see, I thought Texie's main name was AGM Texie, but yeah, not really sure. So gas station OBJ, very interesting defense. They've got 3 pushing up relatively quick. They've taken quite a bit of ground there. And
See if Puma, our drug dealer, able to pick off Awesome here.
Already swung quite a bit to the side. For the gas station OBJ, they really are relying mostly on Armello to watch this entire cross. And Armello's in an interesting spot to do such a thing. I actually think he's in a position. I think one totally choked his shots there, but Armello is Armello going down, and the back side of this defense is going to start to crumble really quick. Awesome and drug dealer trading. However, it looks like Awesome is only down.
Gas station dead. 53. Gas station dead.
2v4
So
here.
This is actually a really bad scenario here. Both Texie and Tempest are not on cap. This is a very easy a cap
early
opportunity
cap.
for these guys. This is,
Yeah, one
there's
can just
nobody
walk in there.
specifically on objective. Tip is
Tempest
now starting to
back.
rotate,
It's going to be a rough rotation with those two.
and this is, here we are, this is going to be it. Texi still staying in the same position, holding the same angle, trying to keep out that cross. Tempest with his back turned, wow.
Tempest, Lucky, looks like
With
one
his back
doesn't
turned,
stand.
this is wild.
Oh, he does
One
stand.
does
There we
pick
go.
up the kill. This is perfect cap
This is a cap.
opportunity if there's ever been one. And there we
Oh.
go, the trade. Flipper winning
That was
the
a cap.
trade. No cap made there. 3-0. There was absolutely a cap opportunity.
Opportunity, yeah.
Maybe a little bit more util.
Yeah,
Didn't
or
seem
just
like-
some communication. It looked like they didn't have an accurate kill count or something.
Oftentimes you, especially with a lot of these newer teams, there's not necessarily a play to be played once they get to a certain point. And you can kind of
That's
see
true.
like they kind of had the ground, but there was never a point like,
Pushed
hey,
the
let's go
directive,
for
yes.
the cap. And ultimately that, a lot of new teams do struggle to keep pressure
Force
onto
caps,
a
yeah.
capture radius. In any case, yeah, it doesn't seem, I'm still kind of going through this roster and I don't see anybody that's, so far I've seen nobody that's played at all. So a number of new
Yeah.
players coming in. We always like to see new players. We don't like to, we've definitely seen a lot of people leave, so we definitely want to see people
Mhm.
come back. Drug Dealer's the only one with any previous experience that did play on the Atrocities for Crusading Angels. The rest of them are first.
One season or half a season or what?
Didn't particularly say.
Oh yeah, heard about that.
Tempest is,
Yeah, he did play in Atrocities for a little bit.
Tempest has played for
Tempest,
Schultz and Arc Rangers.
as in Tempest on Animal House or
Tempest
different Tempest?
DRG here.
Okay, different Tempest.
Yep. Oh, it's going to be a good
All
question
right.
as to how this defense chooses to defend.
I have full
Dragoons has one more chance at this.
I'll be watching
Already, you can see their defense starting to make some different decisions in how they're playing compared to the last group. All 5 of these players have chosen very often and common played spots that you would see, whereas the last group really just kind of took a push forward. We got a 3-man push through construction. Actually, no, Texi's going below. And this is kind of already, you can kind of really see a big difference between the two teams here. This Dragoons, with not a lot of experience in the league, you could already see they don't know a lot of the common goal positions that are played, and really truthfully it kind of looks like an
It looks like he's gonna get a pick here. Ooh, wow, nothing.
to choke the
But he
kill, the
repeats.
smokes out. Good res.
He does get the res, and they know where he is.
Does he get the res? He does get the res. So Trinitator's in a interesting situation. He almost needs to abandon his position.
That looks like what he's doing with the flash, yeah. But it looks like he's pushing, never mind. Or, yeah, he's pushing it.
Tempest
Tempest up pretty close already.
and our
Trade.
goes down by Puma. But where is Puma?
Yeah, looks like Trin is up there
Maybe
cleaning
he
shop.
traded with Puma. Ooh, right when he dies.
Ooh.
Good position on Drug Dealer.
How did Drug Dealer see him? Is there
There is
okay,
a
yeah,
little
I see
slight
it now, I
window
see it.
there, yep. So this is a 4v2, and the positioning here is rather solid with 2 in the defense.
2 on cap,
You have one kind of watching
one on
the
the backside.
And Trinitator kind of in the open now. He seems to be coming back, but with two guys in the gas station, I'd say the gas station is probably the biggest worry you have to worry about.
String here probably
swear
thinks
to
he
God.
got both because he
Why am I
didn't
always
see
the
that
last
that
one?
res.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to guess, they have an inaccurate kill count here. Looks like he's gonna get.
I don't know.
Picked
I
off
think maybe
anyway.
Trinitator knew he was there, or I mean, it's possible that he thought he
Ooh.
killed him to begin.
There
with.
goes
Texie's
Texie.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, and now Trin searching.
And
Oh, a
huge team
TK!
kill on the guy that's playing
Wow.
gas station with you. Pretty
Yeah,
big.
if Texie was still up, that could have been a round loss, but it looks like they still have a solid defense here.
And I will say, from the position that Voodoo's trying to challenge, this is not easy, especially with the
No, it
defense
is
and the way
not.
they're positioned.
I wonder what he has in terms of
Working
utils here.
loud. I cannot.
Let's pick up a
Nice
kill.
pick.
Definitely a Denver one. Juggler just shooting some shots over, and there doesn't seem to be a line of sight there.
That TK could be huge here. I mean,
Yeah,
it still looks like they have it under control, but
it is
never
definitely
know.
the start of a 1v4. If a 1v4 is going to happen, a TK is a great way to start it.
yep.
And one's kind of playing this position in a way that he's kind of oblivious.
It seems like they don't know where Trin was shot from.
Oh, and
Um,
more importantly, like, yeah, this is really huge because one's rather oblivious, but Voodoo's gonna just kind of be in the open.
Yeah.
He might have seen this player here. He does. Oh, he's called out now. Voodoo's gonna have to make a play, and he's kind of out in the open. Drug's going to see him. This is good. This is actually a good play.
Carefully.
Drug
Oh,
does end up
but
picking up the kill.
Rug. Oh, it is one. Yeah.
That
Alright,
is
4-0 start on
4-0.
Egress.
1-8-1.
Yeah,
Drug
quite
3-1.
impressive.
And those are look to be the top guys. 4-0.
Yeah.
That was definitely, you know, I'll at least as with this group, the team kill definitely led to a really difficult situation, and there
Yeah.
easily could have been a 1v4 there. Definitely possible.
Yeah. Subway up next.
Alright.
Love to see some
Honestly,
C4 plays here. Favorite part of Subway?
C4 is Subway heaven.
Yep.
At least as I recall. Can't remember if I have lasers enabled here. I need to make sure that
Yeah. Ooh, is that North
Looks
Stairs?
like
Yeah,
North
North Stairs
will be
to
Jacob
start.
yet. This is
Well-
definitely a very interesting objective for a lot of the newer groups in terms of how they choose to defend.
Defend,
I'd
yeah.
say one of the more difficult objectives, while when playing a lower level team, you may not run into the issues of
fast
getting
rushes you
capped
see.
on.
Yeah,
The higher level teams definitely
we'll exploit this
They're-
objective.
they will exploit a new team's essentially a new team's inexperience in how to defend this objective.
I mean,
it's very
besides Fiat on Bazaar, I'd put this as one of the most difficult objectives to defend in the game.
this is definitely one of the more difficult ones that we do see
Yeah.
a lot of teams capped on for this
Yeah.
particular objective. And it really does seem to come down to just a incorrect choice of defensive positioning.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how these teams play offense too. If it's 5-man push down North Stairs, like you see a lot at the higher levels, or if it's 3-2 or something like that.
It is a good question. Definitely.
Really, what I don't want to see on defense is having someone play the platforms and then getting capped on, because you see that a lot.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of ways that defense can particularly go wrong here. And I would
Yeah.
say playing south of the objective typically gets
Yeah.
you in a lot of trouble just because it's incredibly open and the rotation is almost untenable.
Yeah, you really just gotta play all 5 guys in some position guarding uplink.
That does, and this is, I think, kind of also a test of skill for a lot of the newer teams. Even though you're not specifically necessarily holding the entire capture radius, how can you still play it in a way
Yeah, exactly.
to cover the entire capture radius? And
It
prevent
would
them from
be-
sneaking up on you?
Well, I guess we'll see. Run starting now.
Here we go. We're going to be going
This is-
into...
Definitely an objective to use C4 on.
I want you to push up because I have.
Real lifesaver.
Yeah.
Who's calling?
Once I smoke off, hand it to me.
Well, we can already see at least somewhat of a plan for util usage.
We got 2 going tunnels. I assume they're gonna come up service exit.
They have effectively 3 people on the north side of the OBJ.
Ooh,
and I
we
think
have
this is
a
kind
2. It looks like they're gonna play it slow now. 1 proning.
of right
Nice.
there.
1 kill.
Puma is
Yeah,
Oh,
Puma
right.
really got punished for that fast push. But I wonder if he's getting more flash.
one
But he's gonna get away with the
manages to pick
second
a
one.
kill. And the aggression here is surprising that he's able to get away with it.
Wow.
I think this is kind of the surprising thing,
I mean-
is that one's able to get away with the sheer
That was
aggression.
an easy 2 pick for Dragoons. Wow, I mispronounced that. Dragoons. And they just kind of let him walk over him.
Absolutely.
We'll get to see
And then
what
for the most
Texty and
part,
Voodoo do.
a defense like that that's incredibly aggressive and pretty much straight challenging. There's many positions that Dragoons could have taken in order to just
Yeah.
get a lot of film.
Yeah.
The play seems to be to make noise. I don't know if this is going to work in their favor. They might end up getting blank.
Yeah, not to mention, I mean, you can hear the audio difference from a pistol, so there's no reason they'd panic over a pistol going off.
There it is. He's down.
Yeah, there we go. 1v4 here. I mean, right now they should be a 5v3, but
Texie's in just an absolutely difficult position.
yeah,
1v4 in this
Flipper is right
particular
there.
situation is really difficult. And this group really could have punished this team for
yeah.
putting 2
At the
people
very
south
beginning
of
there.
the OBJ, but the split.
2 people
initial
south
split
and
was
killed
definitely
the 2 pushing north right away. Flipper might get hit. No, but yeah, drug dealers got Texie's peak watch pretty well. I think.
Texie absolutely has some audio.
Nice, he gets a pick.
Drug not shooting
And he-
though is super important there.
Yeah,
kind
he's
of
got to
being
hold his
patient.
position.
And Trinitator sees him.
Wow,
in so
one right
many-
to the head. Good shot.
Pretty much surrounded. Very difficult to do anything. in that
Yeah. I mean, this could be a 12-0. We'll get to see though.
It is very possible to see
Mhm.
12-0 here. So Tempest is played for Schult and Arc Rangers.
Schultz and Arc
Season
Rangers.
14.
I feel like I remember Arc Rangers, but not that well. What
Awesome
what
is,
season did you say?
For Arc Rangers, it was season 14. Schultz
Season 14,
was
okay.
15, both silver teams.
All right.
Awesome has no experience.
No
Nick
experience.
has played for a number of teams. I don't know if Nick's playing today.
Mhm.
Nick has
I mean,
both experience in Schult, Son of Serpent, and Sunset Raven. However, in this case, Son of Serpent I don't think lasted very long in season 15 before they...
yeah, never heard of him.
Yeah, they were a season 15 team, but they didn't last for very long.
Mm. Well,
Shar-
one has been
Sharoma-
playing. I mean, his KD says he's been playing well, but he's gotten away with a lot of
Well,
lucky
the interesting
picks. in
thing
my
is
opinion.
that one is not on this roster, so I don't even know who one
Hmm.
is.
No, me neither.
He could be. You never know in these cases. We have no idea. In fact, just
Yeah.
looking based off of the roster and how many people are actually playing, Tempest is obviously on this team. Voodoo's on this team.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess in this case, I'm looking at the. Yeah. So Tempest, Awesome. Actually, I'm looking at the wrong team for one. I'm looking at the
Rio
wrong team.
KD right
Yeah,
now.
that's all that's happening. Armello is on this team, so one might. I'm just looking at the wrong team for one. I'll have to check that after this round.
Okay. So he doesn't play for Crusading Angels?
No, he does. I was looking at the Dragoon squad, at least initially.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me
In any case, we can see.
So bad right now. So like,
This is interesting. It looks like Texi. I don't know if he's going south or going for a flank here.
Good question, and the choice to
Only
have
two
only
on
two
objective.
north is really rough. Essentially,
Huh.
only one. Not even
It looks like the
north.
exact. It looks like the exact same play from Crusading Angels, though.
Yeah, definitely the exact same play. And this is a
3 and
really
2.
really difficult scenario here for Dragoons. They're not even going to challenge. They're going to give them what is arguably some
Yeah,
of the most
I mean, if you
difficult
look
part of
at
North.
this, if you look at the way Crusading Angels is playing right now, if you had put a C4 there, it would have been game over. Probably 3 picks there. But yeah, you just have to challenge that North Stairs push.
This is likely going to inevitably end up in a cap.
Yeah.
Unless Voodoo, Texi, and
He gave his position away.
Texi and Drug trade.
Flipper.
Armello manages to get a
Nice.
pick there.
Nice.
You'll see higher level teams will grenade that spot. It's
Grenade,
it's
smoke,
so
whatever they
common.
can to
You'll
make it
have a
difficult.
smoke.
Yeah.
Util usage on the north is definitely missing from this.
Pivotal. Yeah. On both sides. Defense needed some C4 up there. Offense needs some smokes here.
Really, just any type of util can be useful. It could be a flash, whatever you choose to do.
I don't really know what Tempest is doing. He's
There's
been
the
staring at
smoke.
his tablet for the last
One is
10...
picked
Yeah,
up
he's
Voodoo.
still looking at his tablet.
So at this point, Armello's down, but Armello manages to pick Trinitator and
Oh, he got them both.
what
Oh.
a huge win.
Um,
Oh, awesome chokes. The cap's going out and the C4, and that's
Wow.
what we want to see.
Well,
And
this
it
should
is
have been
1-1.
a-
Wow.
very interesting because Tempest had his tablet out the whole time. So
I'm
should have been a
super
cap.
Surprised. I'm super surprised that the
That wasn't a cap,
defense
yeah.
managed to. I really this is just
Hold on.
mostly on the inefficient Marsoc play there, but Marsoc
Yeah.
could have done a great job
And
at.
Armello got away with one extra lucky pick. Otherwise, that's a cap.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I will say like when they gave them the whole corner of the north, that was the main
Exactly.
portion in which
That was it.
is typically most difficult for teams. The second most difficult thing is what do you do to go down the stairs? And
Yeah.
we can see that
Arm-
there they had no plan, and as
Yeah,
I said, one guy
and-
take out three.
Yeah, and I mean, Armello really was the last one between the cap and the 3 Marsoc up there. I mean,
the smoke
luckily
did
he
cut
got a
it
3-piece,
off.
but
Yeah, the
Yeah,
smoke cut it off.
exactly.
And more importantly, it didn't seem like the defender back there was interested.
no,
in challenging.
Tempest had his tablet out. He had his tablet out the whole time. I don't know if his audio was messed up or what, but there were no gunshots, so no need to be checking your tablet if none of your teammates are down. Just strange play.
Definitely an interesting situation.
Yeah.
So, Voodoo, Armello, Tempest, and Awesome are all on the roster for Dragoons. And Dragoons actually has the most experience. What's actually more interesting is that the players on Crusading Angels don't have that. However, there's obviously a clear difference between these two teams, at least to some
Exactly.
degree.
And I mean, Chinatown is another very difficult objective to defend if Marsoc plays it the right way.
It looks like a 3-man push directly,
Straight north, yeah.
and There's going to be no
Not
challenge
watching
from
that
this
angle.
defense. No
Wow.
challenge from the defense
Yeah,
at
if there
all.
was a challenge there, Texi's dead.
Drugs-
Tempest has gone up too late.
Kind of dug himself.
Into that little cubby hole there, yeah.
Yeah, Drugs just kind of dug
I
himself.
wonder if he's playing a C4. Do you see it?
There may not. Or not.
It looks like he has an
Doesn't
AK-12.
look like
So,
C4 at all. He peeks and
ooh,
he loses the trade. Armello could
I mean,
potentially get the res. One is entirely
Yeah, well-
focused
No,
on
don't
the
that way.
north.
Armello and Tempest were stacked there. I mean, that
That's
could have been
a-
a two-piece.
ultimate
Someone there.
loss for Dragoons. However, one is
Yeah.
in a very, very rough position here. This is an untenable position for what's about to happen to him.
Yeah,
already
with these
looking,
pushing in.
and
He's
The smoke actually helps him here, which is
gap, smoke
surprising.
gonna
Protects him from the
push.
north.
Oh, there we go.
Armello manages to
Refrag
pick the
by-
kill, and they're
these two are
converging.
pushing in.
They are converging on.
You guys have got to push this smoke.
And
I
so
mean-
they're shooting through. So, but here goes Armello isn't even interested in
Just
that.
straight into there. Taxi should get quick if he pushes around at the right time. He's a little late on the shot, though.
And the C4
Oh,
gets.
wow.
And it,
Two.
wow.
I don't know why he waited
Was this
so
a
long on
C4?
that.
I don't think this was a C4. I think this might
So-
have been a grenade.
Oh, it was a nade.
I think it was a team kill grenade.
Wow. That is...
I think they just
Wow.
they critically killed their whole push with their own grenade.
That is...
This is a
Wow.
huge
Blunder, yeah.
development. Wow. Looks to be a
And
poorly cooked
those
grenade.
two-
Wow.
Those two cannot get res. I mean, Texi goes around north and he's getting picked by Puma.
Trinitator blind, but
Oh, he just walks past Puma.
his team kills. That is the
Wow.
question. I'm trying to see if there's. I couldn't really pay attention to see if there was a reduction in kills or not, but
I believe it was Flipper.
Angels.
He's at 0 and 3 right now. Wow, that is
What-
a big
what
blunder.
was a 3-on-2 and a really
Potentially a
great
cap as well.
pick. Like essentially the pinch was amazing. And
Yeah,
it,
and then
it
just
could have been
Armello
really good.
pushed too fast, and then the nade, and all of a
The
sudden he
nade
lost
really
the player.
just shot everything, and I think at one point, maybe at one point was a 4v2, or maybe he just traded to make it the at the end the 3v2.
3 beats.
But
I
in any
believe it was
case, that is,
a huge blunder. Yeah.
and you know, this is kind of what you kind of
I mean-
expect to some degree, and you want a lot of these blunders to happen in the scrims so that you
Yeah. So they
don't
don't
have
happen in
them
matches.
happen when the
Yeah.
actual season starts next week. We want to kind of get these mistakes out of the way. The team killing that
Yeah.
we've already seen, you don't want to see that. And, that can really sway matches.
I mean, that nade is just, not only did it kill them two, but it was intended for Puma. It was a super easy nade throw. I mean, just right across, lands against the wall, bounces down, and he's dead. And then you have 3-on-1 with smokes on objective.
Absolutely.
Ooh, man. Well, we'll get to see how they defend this at least.
We're going to be going
They're
in
trying-
now.
Wait, sorry, I
Puma.
said the other one. I'm the one.
Puma! I'm gonna flip her off.
Crusading Angels did get the good spawn here.
Puma!
And the previous offense had the exact same spawn. I think one of the biggest differences we saw, they're running essentially the same strategy, 3-2. Right
You
at
have
the
got
south
to
side.
check this.
The
You've got to
question
hold
is,
this challenging
Is
angle,
there going
though.
to be this aggression here from Texi? But Texi chooses to go
No one
Horseshoe.
checks the angle. Wow, this could be a 3-piece if Texi had
Horseshoe
challenged
is-
it.
So Texi's
Now
sitting
they
in
check it.
Horseshoe, and the question is
Barrel's clear.
Man,
when
these three are
Texi
stacked.
hears-
Oh, but Texi, yeah, he can hear. It's actually a
and
really
at some
great
point
spot
he
by
will
Texi.
hear, and will
Yeah,
he
I think he
choose
hears.
to turn?
Will he push, or will he let them pass him and then just shoot him in the back?
I think at some point this needs to, and his teammates got
Well,
to be able
if
to give
he
some call
pushed-
outs.
Yeah, he should push now. And then, yeah,
Texi
Armello's dead. Texi really needed to push
This is a
about 10
huge
seconds
potential
ago.
three-piece. Here we go. This is it, right behind. Two-piece.
Oh, wow.
And
Just
the
finishes him off.
what looked to be
Well
a
done.
grenade, and this is a huge stop.
I don't think
Crusading Angels.
Tempest knows Texi is there. He just threw a nade.
And,
Yep, that's
there
what
we
I
go.
thought. There we go.
Huge team kill. And this is just kind of indicative of not checking your tablet after a lot of
Yeah, and Tempest had plenty of time. No reason not to.
There's an opportunity here. Is this a grenade?
Ooh.
Downs off. So now we have the makings of a comeback. The team
Yeah,
kill really,
that TK really screwed him over. Texi was rotating to watch this this alley.
well, to some degree, you know, the rotation from Texi might have been premature. He did have 3 other players up, but at the same time, his teammate is unaware that his own teammate is
That's true.
killed
Yeah.
3 people, cleared the entire middle, is kind of a huge blunder.
Yeah,
And
you just
Puma,
gotta
I
check
don't
your
think he's gonna
tablet.
check the side, and he's not.
Yep.
And so now it is a 2v1.
Now it's a
and
2v1.
looks like Drug Dealer's gonna go back through mid. And so the bad thing about this wraparound is that he's got to kind of re-clear all these angles. And
Yeah,
a lot
exactly.
of what the util that's used to take control of middle, he doesn't have at this point, or if he does, I doubt as if he has enough to take control if they were sitting here. So this is a really rough rotation. However, time is on his side. He has over 3 minutes. Rotation can also be just a good thing here. The delay of the Volk having any information can make him paranoid and get him a little antsy, but Tempest seems to be holding
Is
this side
Tempest-
tight.
No, Tempest is holding a good angle here.
And at this
prone
point, once you
to
kind of
backdrop
clear
boxes.
north, which I guess to some degree I don't even know that he ever really did clear north, he just never came north. This position could be a really good position. It's not, we don't commonly see people play this. And I just don't think Drug's going to be able to come out of this on top. And
Yeah.
there you go, Tempest.
Yeah.
A great, this position here is really good position. But if there's somebody north, can definitely become an issue. And so it's a tight game here, 2-2. Has this been Volk? This seems to have been Volk trading on Subway. I don't think.
Yeah,
I think this has
I
been a
mean,
Volk trading the entire time,
yeah.
and this is actually pretty common with Subway. It seems like even on your higher level teams, we seem to see a lot of Volk trading, and I think it's just inevitably that a lot of these teams, even at this level, to some degree, there's still pretty good defensive layouts. There's questionable rotations, questionable peaks, but overall, the initial decision of where to place people is pretty well thought out in comparison to Egress with Dragoons. It didn't seem like they had that really thought out there.
Real problem is what happens after some of these guys go down. Just the positioning and the rotations.
At some point, you really have to trust your teammates, and it doesn't seem like these group of players have played long enough to trust their teammates in holding certain areas. Back to the Dragoons. Do I have the names right? Yeah, okay.
I believe you do.
So, I actually go back to the Crusading Angels group. So when I check Crusading Angels, none of their players had any experience. So Drug Dealer's on there, Trincator's on there, Puma is on, Flipper is on, and then the last guy is one.
What objective?
Somebody I
Platform
see.
objective.
I don't see one on the roster, so I'm not sure if his name is different for
You should know where that is.
the RML
Over that way.
or if he's preserving.
Hey, Tempest.
So only one went below. Next, he's going to kind of very interesting. He didn't necessarily know the timing there. Kind of threw a flash in a position that they just can't be there. Drug Dealer is down here.
I am wondering how exact. I guess this is Angels, but especially for new teams, this objective, well, it's not especially hard to defend at higher levels. It's extraordinarily difficult. Just to find I mean, there's no obvious defensive spots as a newer player.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Texi seems to know drug dealers here, or at least he's playing in such a way that he's worried about
Don't know
it.
how though. Or
They've
maybe
lost
he's just
one.
worried about the stairs here. That would make more sense to me.
2 going south, and they don't have a person specifically watching, although he is now. It seems like they do know south, and that is a
I got
lot
two.
of gunfights in Horseshoe. Wow.
Horseshoe clear.
Horseshoe
Did he just
down,
clear all of them?
South
Or 2 of
lost
them?
1 player, and Texi is going on a long rotation. So losing the 2 Horseshoe, losing the 1 south, this quickly becomes what looked to be maybe even a potentially good offense, all of a sudden now to a 4v2. And at this point, this is really the test of new teams, I think. How do they react? You're up 4-2. You need to cover the objective, and now the game typically plays a little slower. Typically these players push slowly, they don't make crazy aggressive pushes. So it's really a test of patience and almost a team kill. Again, very common. Almost not be.
I feel like these guys are just really antsy and they don't know where their teammates are.
Yeah, it's a really good question as to are they checking their tablet. Texi is coming up in a position where he could potentially get Trinitator. Puma is not necessarily in a place to refrag right away, so Trinitator's the main person Texi's got to worry about. He does seem to peek that car right away. Here we go. He chokes it. He does pick up the kill, and unfortunately, like I thought, Puma just not in a quick enough area to pick up the refrag. Texi picks up Puma. Drug now rotating. He's trying to get the refrag, and if he doesn't hurry, he's gonna die. Both 1 and drug dealer watching from the same spot. Holy, Texi picks up the next kill, and now he's on the move. 1 shoots. Texi's down below, only hurt, and this is kind of right back to what I said initially. This is a test for new teams. How do they
Actually, not.
how do they deal with
Wow,
being
what?
up and patient?
What happened here? I had to look down to check a text for a second, and
Yeah, Texi has turned what was a
2v4
1v4
wow.
into a 1v1. He has managed to pick 3, and again, very
yeah, that
and
is.
a very antsy defense that just kept challenging. And this is kind of exactly what I was saying. These newer teams, as much as it is enticing to go and push and challenge these, it's often the wrong choice and can allow opportunities like this to even exist. He kind of needs a plan. It looks like he's looting the body. Maybe he can get some util. Looks to be a flash. He's got 2 minutes, and man, can he really make one get impatient and antsy and paranoid. A time is on his side here. He is doing. It is a one thing to note as we get into the VRML season. Tilting your head is not allowed anymore when head peeking. It is considered head glitching. So essentially, tilting your head to the side, tilting your gun.
It depends.
Kind of
the mods.
Kind of
The
what
mods
we're
have been
seeing here.
very, very unclear on that.
This is I definitely from what I've read, this would not be a legal way of playing.
Legal way.
From what I've understood, this is not a legal way.
Tilt your gun. But you
Gun
can't tilt
tilting
your
your head is typically where the issue rises because it from what I understand, it distorts
changes
the
your
player
player model.
model, and this is kind of what they don't want to happen. For sure,
Mhm.
the player model. One simply needs to not challenge and choose the off angle, which is what he's doing currently. Make the time go against Texi here and force him into an open position effectively.
I mean, if one is aware of the time left, which he should be,
Here we go.
he has this.
Texi's not exactly sure where he's sitting, but this is kind of it. Texi's just moving, and there it is.
Oh,
Yeah, this
oh
is-
man.
You can't expect that that's going to be free. You have to expect that
No.
who's watching.
No.
Definitely not on the
And
side
that's-
of assuming
I
that
mean,
was a free
you
one.
usually want to use your utility where they're best suited, but at the same time, I mean, saving a smoke for the end on Marsoc can be crucial.
So I am T1 is not on this roster, and I'm not really sure what roster he's on or what his TRML is.
Maybe he's just subbing in. I don't know though.
Very possible. Yeah, I'm not.
I do know there's some players who just kind of, you know, they're pretty good at the game. They don't want to join a team. They just play around in pubs and sub every now and then. I don't know if he's one of those guys or what. But
I don't know.
yeah.
I have no idea what his actual name is.
Well, at this rate, it's looking like Dragoons could win this defensive round. They've definitely, in my opinion, been better on defense. Less antsy, just kind of held positions.
I will say, like, of all the defensive ones to hold, this North is the most difficult, but this for Subway oftentimes is the second most difficult. Just because of the sheer number of ways they can come through. And if a defense doesn't have a plan to at least cut off some of those and absolutely know they're not going to use those areas, the paranoia for this one is really what upsets a team like this.
Yeah, you've got north and south stairs, north and south stairwells. Then you've got both the horseshoe angles they can push through, and then you've got service. I mean, it's like 7 different places they can push through. And you can't let them get through any of them.
And here we go. Going into round 6.
Yeah.
I can't really hear you. I just heard that a guy called you and you're laughing, so. Anyways.
We could see a big difference in the Marsoc strategy. We've got 4 players pushing this service, and this is a common.
Why do we have a
So I wonder if they're splitting to have some take the stairwells, or no?
Yeah, I don't know. This is a good question.
Looks like 1, 2, 2 split. Wow.
Last one.
That he should have been punished for that.
That's, yeah. You kind of have to being kind of completely exposed. This is a very hard rush, and you could see this. This is a plan. This plan was to some degree working quite a bit. One's going for it. Voodoo doesn't see it. He's in, and this is going to result in a cap.
This is the cap.
And that is 5-2.
Yeah,
it's just a good example of those smokes. You may have got a kill, but it's just not it's not enough to just abandon and quit looking. That small window of opportunity is what he was able to.
Is what players will exploit.
That was it, and it's a great cap.
And I mean, really, you've just gotta punish players who try and make that fast service push.
The interesting thing here is there's no C4 usage. I mean, a team like the defense can get there much quicker.
Yeah.
So
I did hear a C4 go off.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure where though. Yeah.
But at this point,
the ultimate would be one map.
Has won the scrim with these points 0-4 and egress for Dragoons, then 2-5 Dragoons on Subway, giving Crusading the win. And there's obviously a lot of teams can work on, so hopefully they'll be able to use this cast to kind of see how they can improve. There is quite a bit of changes now to the leagues since the previous season. Not only has there been an extreme, I would say, change to the jiggle peeking rules. You're only allowed to peek one time, and I do think we're going to see inevitably a lot of tickets from players essentially doing these quick peeks, more than they're allowed to in the time that they have. And it's going to I definitely do see an uptick in tickets happening. The head peeking rule is probably another one. You really have to. That's especially now that the mods have come up with a much more clear example of what's allowed and what's not allowed, and there's still a lot of players that do tilt their head to the side.
The jiggle peeking rule is going to be interesting because I don't know if it's players like force of habit, but you're 100% right about players just completely disregarding the rule.
Well, to some degree, it is an intentional use of movement. You know what you're doing, and it's really
That's
going to be
true.
those players that are extremely used to just jiggle peeking a lot.
Yeah.
It's going to cause problems. Going to be going into cargo round 1, and so it's definitely, I do see an uptick in tickets, and I think that really one way to you almost have to ticket every instance of it, even if it doesn't necessarily lead to.
Yeah.
So generally, my captain, I want to pick on one and do this.
Wow.
Typically, you don't want to just throw random tickets around, especially if they don't influence the game. But
Yeah, exactly.
But at this point, a lot of these rules are new, and players that, if you let players get away with it, they'll just burn up. You know, they'll continuously get away with
this
it.
is
Here we go, this is tap.
This is a cap.
This is it.
They need to not kill.
Our mellow, this positioning is not even a great. This positioning is just bad. There's no reason to really be sitting in that situation or that particular area of the alcoves for this.
Usually, you'd get. I mean, yeah, that alcoves area is just awful.
Dragoons has quite a bit of at least defensive planning to think about in terms of how they're going to use things, and the general suggestion for newer teams is to really play closer to the objective, err on the side of caution, don't push out too much, and once you're a little more confident in your team's ability to cover the objective and your ability to cover the objective, you can start to expand a little bit. But oftentimes you see a lot of new teams, and there's no real discipline in the formation that they're picking. And so there's a lot of footage out there on many different strategies, defensive plans, Marsoc plans. There's a lot of footage that's offered on YouTube now, especially now that they switched to YouTube. And so there's a lot of information they can pull. And the big suggestion is probably just look at some of those better teams and how they play these situations.
Yeah.
From there. It's really where to start.
Some great recent examples are Imperial versus Raptors in the finals. Raptors did end up losing that one, but I mean, both teams had near perfect defenses.
A lot of times when you see, especially those top teams, they're trading bulk rounds, and it is just a Marsoc has to try to infiltrate an almost perfect defense.
Ooh, one is going to get a pick. One is going to be aggressive here.
One's pushing
This
in.
is why you need the counter flash.
Tempest not going to punish him at all. And there you go.
Wow.
That peak was a real peak. You can see the one peak there.
Wow.
His gun up, and that's an example of the jiggle peak rule, and there it is, properly used. At least I believe. From what I saw, it happened really quick, but it seemed like he peeked one time and then swung with his gun up. However, if his gun's not up when you swing, that will get you. So if you're turning that corner, if you're re-peeking and your gun's down and then you pull it up, that's gonna get you a ticket each time.
Well, Crusading Angels on offense, they'll probably take this pass.
Unfortunately, the cast was not showing for that round, so we are actually never going to know. That's unfortunate. We will try to show the next round. In any case, the other big change is the timer rule. So there's actually quite a bit of stuff being changed currently for the next season of VRML, and then the conclusion of VRML will happen. What I believe is called, although that might be an invitational. I don't know that it's the finals, but that hasn't been entirely clear as to what's happening. I think it's kind of like an invitational event, and then you have to at least purchase a ticket to the conference to be able to even.
Yeah.
I think that will be separate than the actual finals for VRML. However, I could be wrong. I'm not entirely sure how they plan to do it.
Well, it's in July. Finals for VRML or what? They'd be June. Maybe they are in July. I don't know.
I'm not sure if they're trying to do the finals there or not.
Yeah.
This is a really spread out offense. Defense here is trying to play tight.
Yeah.
Tempest picks up Clipper. Trinitator picks up Tempest.
Oh, but they're gonna get down. Wow.
Picks up Awesome and Marmello. down, and Voodoo's down, and that is it, guys. That is a 4-0 win on
Game
Cargo.
roll.
Crusaders really showing the difference. However, it seems like one is the main person.
That's a final score of 13-3, I believe.
2.
Or 13-2. Okay. Yeah.
Wow, 13-2. All
One
right, that
with
concludes
two
the
cats.
scrim, and there's definitely these are definitely interesting things to go over, and the scrim will be available for all to share. That will be it for us. We'll see you guys in
Yep.
VRML starting